Hello guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about this new strategy framework that I'm about to release, and basically the rules are actually very simple, right? So um, the whole concept is based around previous day range, okay? So let's imagine the market traded something like this, okay? And I'm going to talk about stocks now, but you can apply it to futures, but I think it's better to do it on the stocks. So what we do on the last bar here, okay, we take this range and we apply it for the next day, okay? And we take the concept that these levels are the strongest levels for the day, again, and it's actually pretty true to assume for a stock market, okay? So the next thing that happens is if we get an open, and this is very important, the first bar that opens has to be within the range. So the close of this bar has to be within the range. And you can play around with this. You can just say, okay, the close has to be within the range, or it's the whole bar that has to be within the range. You can play around with this. Okay, there are things to fine tune in the strategy. Okay, now after the open bar is closed, we place a bounce order here and a bounce order here. I mean short here, long here. Okay, so the concept is that this market is going to try and break out. If it breaks out, it's fine. But usually what it does is it kind of bounces back a little bit first. So now the next thing we do is we subdivide this range into a range divider, right? So I have 4 here. It doesn't matter how much you can set more. So I go 1, 2, 3, bad plotter. So that's 2, that's 2, that's okay. So now we got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you might already guess, and we continue up and we continue down. So our profit target is basically here, very small one. And our stop loss is basically here. Okay, now this is configurable, although I wouldn't say it really changes a lot. So risk levels, I gotta set to 1. Okay, I can set my risk levels to more, and that will move my stop away. So I can make my stop here. Okay, instead of, so I can give it some space. Okay, now obviously sometimes it would hit the stop, and I have a reverse function, but again, I wouldn't say that it's a savior, but sometimes it produces a little bit better results. And to start off with, it did look like something's gonna produce really cool stuff, but at the end of the day, if the concept, I have to say that it doesn't. I'm going to show it later, but I have to say that the concept doesn't work for all the symbols and all the time, obviously. But and I thought, oh wow, I mean, it would be really cool to take it into a long here, and that's what the reverse is. That's what it does, but it doesn't really kind of save it. Okay, if the results are already good and you turn it on, you can make it better. All right, but not always again. So it flips here. Okay, that's the reverse function. All right. Now another thing is I do not want to take orders after a certain value of time. So I have this thing called risk level. That's like number 1. So that's just to control how many. Sorry, not risk levels. Range span. Yeah, that's like how far you want to go, right? So, I mean, we don't really need more than 1 or 2, but just in case. Now the other function, right, is, I was trying to say, sorry. Okay, so basically, yeah, the other function is that we do have to exit at the end of the day. Okay, so it exits, it doesn't take overnights, and it does not place orders after a certain time. So no orders after, that's it. After 3 o'clock or whatever you set, that's it. No more orders. Okay. Now, guys, as you can see, it doesn't have really like a room for optimization. Okay, it pretty much you know, set it up and go, and you can play around with little parameters. But I think a combination, like for example, like watch this, and this is from 2023, and then a few more, I think ADB, okay, and then SNPS, right, and then I mean ADSK was also pretty good. I mean, you could, like, all of these, it does have quite some edge to play around with. I mean, from 100 symbols that I executed it on, you can see that more than half actually, well, produce some interesting results. Oh, sorry, I was looking at, so this net profit is not good. So profit factor, let's look at something that's above 1.2. Okay. 1.3 here. 1.4. 1.2 here. 1.27 here. 1.65 here. 1.48. Whoa. So you can see that it looks like for some it's working, and if you combine this, I think it might bring in some very interesting results. Okay, take care.